All right, we are live on YouTube, and tonight I'm going to be interviewing Jennifer with the Devil's Queen channel. She's standing by, waiting live on Google Hangouts. So stick around. You are not going to want to miss a single second of this show. That's coming right up. Live from Northern California, welcome to another episode of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. This is the interview series. That's right. I haven't done one of these in a while, but I love interviewing people. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. And after you bang that bell, when that pop-up box pops up, make sure you select all notifications, because that way you won't miss a single thing. You will not miss anything when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. And also make sure on your smartphone, your tablet, your iPhone, your Android, or anywhere that you have the YouTube app installed on, you must also make sure that the YouTube app is set to receive notifications at a device level. When you do all of that, you're all set to go. Let me make sure the notification went out. And yes, it did. I got the notification on my secondary channel that's going on my phone. And that is that. Well, good evening, everyone. Good evening. It is a beautiful, beautiful Friday night here in the San Francisco Bay Area. And folks, just in case you missed it, I did a pretty awesome walking stream a couple of hours ago from one of my favorite parts of the San Francisco Bay Trail. And you're going to want to check it out. It was a pretty interesting topic. And you know, it was basically regarding that, you know, sometimes being silent is golden. You know, being silent is golden. Silence is golden. So check it out. It was fun to do that show. I got my exercise in. And our very special guest was even in the chat as well. So that is that. Let me just check one more setting here before we get right to it. We've got 11 people here in the box so far. Thank you so much for being here. I think people are used to me doing about a 15-minute prelude at the beginning of my shows with music. But this time we just went live right away. Folks, whenever I do interviews, I go live right away. There's going to be no music in the beginning. That's only when I'm doing like an impromptu show. So for the interview shows, boom, we're just going to get right to it. So anyway, let's just get right to it and welcome our very special guest. Please welcome Jennifer with the Devil's Queen channel. We're going to give her a big, huge round of applause. Welcome to the show, Jennifer. How you doing?
Hello, Eli, and all my little demons.
All my little demons. What do you mean by that, Jennifer?
Oh, we've got several Hellraisers out there, and somebody's got to be their queen.
Well, that's true. Well, you know what? By the way, once again, congratulations. You are the latest moderator here on my channel. Congratulations on that. We moderated you on my earlier stream while I was taking my walk. And now we have two queens that are moderators on my channel, huh?
Yes.
Now, when it comes to you and Queen Helen Casey, like you're more like allies. You're not enemies, right? You're more like allies, right?
I have no problems with Queen Helen Casey.
What do you think about Queen Helen Casey? She's in the chat right now.
God, put me on the spot there. What else?
Exactly. That's what I do. That's what I do, Jennifer. Come on, we got a little fun. We can't be too serious, right?
You're fine.
Thank you. So, what do you honestly think about Queen Helen Casey? It's an honest question.
Well, I've never really watched her content.
Ooh, that's not good.
Well, when you're a college student, how can you have time?
That's true. You know what? That's a good point. And I'm just giving you some friendly crap. But anyway, go ahead.
Having the life of a college student and trying to build a career and a your own business really doesn't give you time for very much YouTube.
No, I hear you, and I completely understand that. And with that being said, why don't we get right to it? I know we have a lot of things to discuss tonight, including the fact that you have been victimized by somebody that's been victimizing me, for the last 3 years. His name is JB Gunner. I'm sure he's watching right now. He is extremely obsessed with me. And he's the type of creator that will make content out of anything and everything. And I have grown firmly to believe that he intentionally stirs up, YouTube beefs with other creators just to feed his audience the cringy back and forth that they want of other creators fighting with him. I mean, what are your thoughts about that before we get into the other aspect first? But really, very briefly, what are your thoughts about that? Just that one aspect about Mr. Gunner.
Well, I'm going to be straight up and honest. It's a very desperate move to purposely create content for your subscribers, and the person that you're wanting to have a war with has really nothing to do with the argument between you and somebody else.
Right.
It's a
So
pathetic move.
very, very pathetic move. So you've pretty much figured out the same thing I have. That's his content. I guess that's his purpose of just stirring up fake YouTube beefs just to gain traction. Because if he tried to create some other content, it probably would get him no traction at all. I mean, that's my thought about it. Are you on a similar page? Or I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but you know what I mean.
Similar, as well as, I never heard about JB Gunner before him and his people went after me just for being in your live stream, and that's the honest truth. He can make up anything he wants saying that I started in with him. No.
Right.
You had your people, your little puppets coming after me first, and I went to the source, which is you. And I'm the type of person, I don't go with the middlemen. All of his people are middlemen.
They're not middlemen, they're minions. They're worse.
Well, any way that
you're being nice. You're being really nice, Jennifer. You are. They're minions.
They're middlemen, and I don't deal with middlemen. I go straight to the source. That's Italian. Right. That's what we do.
And I'm Greek, so we're very similar. You know, the Greeks and the Italians are very similar. We're very feisty and fiery type of people, right, Jennifer?
Yeah, and we'll go after the head before we mess around with the little low lives.
She'd be the minions, the peons. Anyway,
the little puppet.
Right. Puppets, minions, peons, however you want to say it. But Jennifer, let's table the JB Gunner thing for a little bit. Let's get to know a little bit more about you, if that's okay, because a lot of people are going to be tuning in here tonight, and we want to give your channel, Devil's Queen, a plug, and we also want to learn a little bit more about you because you and I, talked privately earlier today, and I learned some things from you. Plus, I've also been, following you, and also been, reading what you've been saying in the chat. So I've gotten to know a little bit about you, and you've been an activist in the past, I want to hear about that. And I also want to first start off by asking you, where did the passion stem from for you to start your YouTube channel? Let's start with that.
Well, YouTube was never a thought because I grew up in the 90s, so internet is still very new to us 90s kids.
Right, that's correct.
So YouTube coming along, I don't find this YouTube as a full-out career-based, having to make money off of it and all. No. It's just wanting to put my stuff out there, getting to be known, and bringing people to, getting a feel for who I am and my stuff.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sure there's more to say. My house is your house. I know you you're a woman of many words just like I'm a man of many words. So feel free to let it all out. I mean, don't be afraid. I've heard you talk on other platforms and you can talk.
Yes, as well as my other people, my crew know that.
Right. But this is a little bit of a foreign territory type of things, and you are audience, so I can understand. Like, it's a little bit out of your comfort zone to do this, and I understand you're gonna be a little nervous initially, but we're good, and you're more than welcome here, right, chat? Let Jennifer, with the Devil's Queen channel, know that you have a lot of love for her, which is what I'm trying to say, right, audience? Let her know, But go ahead.
Yeah, it's. I do a lot of cussing in my streams, so if I tend to go into a cussing matter, I'm trying to keep that at bay.
Well, that's okay. That's okay because occasional profanity is allowed on YouTube as long as we don't do it at the beginning of the stream. That's what they look at. That's what they'll demonetize. But I'm not worried about it. I mean, we're good as long as we don't, say the extremely hateful words. I mean, you use some 4-letter F words every now and then to express how you're feeling. That's not going to be a problem. I'm sure once we start talking more about JB Gunner and
it'll come out.
It'll all come out. Trust me. At that point, enough time will have passed for it to be okay and safe to do so. But let's continue moving forward. Talking a little bit more about your channel. Where would you like to take your channel? Do you want to run your channel more like a business, more like a hobby? Are you kind of testing it out? Like where would you like to see your channel go in the future?
I'm pretty much open to wherever it's gonna go. I'm trying to get more videos of me making jewelry with actual fire. And that's what some people don't seem to understand when I'm looking for footage video of how I can make these videos. Because I work with fire to make my jewelry. And you can't have certain stuff near fire because it's going to melt.
That's right.
And people are like telling me, well, you need to do a suction cup with a selfie stick or something. I'm like, do you guys realize that I work with fire? That's not a good idea.
That makes sense to me. Yeah. So you're looking to go ahead.
I'm the one that would only be doing the video footage trying to make these jewelries. So
right.
You tell me how that's supposed to be done.
Well, you can do it's your channel and it's your life and it's your business. You can run it any way you want to run it. All I tell people is that if you're passionate about something and you enjoy doing it, it's not even really working. So that should, that in itself alone should fuel you to keep moving forward and doing whatever it takes to make it happen because you enjoy it. Like, look at me. Like, I haven't made a lot of money doing the coaching yet. I've made some, don't get me wrong, and I am monetized, don't get me wrong. But I'm 3 years into this Devil's Queen, and I still haven't turned a profit on this. And sometimes, it may take several years for you to make a business profitable. It doesn't mean it's never going to get there. It just means in some cases it'll take longer. But I tell people, if you're really passionate about something and that's your purpose, never give up. It will eventually, fall into place. So, with that being said, does that kind of pump you up a little bit to really do what you want to do? Because you really enjoy doing this, right?
Oh, yes. I found that even people in my family have done jewelry making and they've done making leather wallets and stuff. So it's a family thing, apparently.
Right. So you basically make these by hand.
Yes.
Okay. So these are handmade items. Now,
yeah, one of a kind.
Right. No, and I agree with you. And whenever somebody makes items handmade, they come at a premium because they're typically better quality. There's a lot of tender loving care that goes into making the individual product. That's why I buy Ray-Bans. Ray-Bans are are handmade in Italy, and they're about 100, 120 bucks minimum for the cheapest Ray-Bans. And on the side it says
Yeah.
handmade in Italy, which is why they're freaking awesome sunglasses. I mean, yes, anyone and everyone has them, so there's nothing new about them. But for you, you know, these products are coming from your heart and your soul. They're products that your family has made, and now that you want to make. Now, has your family sold these products in the past, or are they just done as a hobby?
I don't know because my uncle did it in Germany and my grandmother has some of his stuff, but I don't know if he ever turned a profit out of it or
Okay.
anything. So I don't know his business export, but he was doing it until he had a stroke and he had to stop. So mhm. Eventually, when you
Wow.
have a stroke, that your handmade stuff doesn't get to be anything anymore.
Well, yeah, when you have a stroke, you really have to take it easy and slow things down. I mean, you can pretty much go full force up until that time, but once you have a stroke, I mean, you're more prone to have a second one if you continue, working at the level you were working that, gave you that stroke. And sometimes people have a stroke being totally healthy. You just never know. Sometimes things happen as a freak incident. So I totally understand that. So maybe you are the one that's going to take uh, something that your family has been doing more so as a hobby, and turn it into a business. Because for
Mhm.
me, I love handcrafted stuff. It's more unique, it's more special, and you could also personalize the stuff too, right, Jennifer? Like you could
Yes.
personalize it with people's names. Like, why don't you talk about that a little bit, please?
I already have it on Instagram where everyone could see my stuff, what I've created.
Okay.
You just type in the Devil's Q, just like you would find here. Um, you would find a picture of me with my brand name on it, and that was handcrafted too by an app.
Awesome.
But um, you would be able to see the jewelries I've made, and on one of my videos, my first live stream on this channel was one that I'm talking about because I'm creating a locket right now, and
Mm.
those are extremely hard to make
Oh,
by
I
hand.
bet. I bet. And those lockets, they're made of metal, right? And you would have to do engraving on them to
Yes.
to actually get it personalized. Now, do you do engraving on your own, or would you take that into a factory? Like, how would you do that? Or you haven't
No, I
figured that
have
out
it.
yet?
I do it on my own. I have a
Really?
little home engraver, and I also there's an engraver at my school that does more depth than my little one can handle.
That's amazing. A lot of people are probably wondering, how do I know how to ask these questions, folks? I did a lot of networking. Even some of my trolls and haters out there know I used to run a networking organization called the Gen. It's I still run the company, and Coach Eli's a subsidiary of that. But I used to run in-person networking events for 6 years, and I met people that do everything. I've met all walks of life that did similar things like yourself. And so for
Mhm.
me, it's like second nature. I can connect with somebody and, ask them what they do and pretty much have a thorough understanding of what it takes to run their business before they even tell me. And that's why I tell people, look, I can really help you folks transition from working from somebody else or working for somebody else into becoming a self-employed entrepreneur. So that's how I know how to ask these questions. But that's interesting. You have your own engraver.
Yes.
And do you enjoy engraving? I mean, it might be a silly question, but do you enjoy it, or is it kind of tedious?
I'm still learning the aspect. This is a lot of you teach yourself how to do, and jewelry making is basically, you mess up on something, give it another try. At least you know not to do it again because it's all trial and error.
Right.
I just found out the other day an 18 gauge wire that's made with aluminum can't be under fire because it'll melt.
Mm.
Not a lot of people know that 18 gauge jewelry wire that you would pick up at a jewelry crafting store would go under fire and melt. It does. It
Oh.
does.
That's why people buy those fireproof safes in case a fire happens in their house. All their valuables that would melt or be destroyed, and important documents are going to be, safe for a certain amount of time, at least until the time the fire department comes over and extinguishes the fire. So that would make sense. So in essence, you're learning a lot as you go regarding
Yes.
something you have a passion about that you want to turn into a business, or have started a business on, is what you're saying.
Yes.
And that's interesting because a lot of people ask me the question, Devil's Queen, I'm very passionate about this and I know a lot about this, but I don't know everything. Should I wait to start my business until I learn everything, or should I just start it? No, you start your business, and there's a phrase out there called
Mhm.
faking it till you make it. Like, fake it till you make it. It's not a bad thing. It doesn't mean that you don't know what you're doing, but what it means is that you know enough or a lot about the business to the point of where if there's something that you don't know, you could look it up, figure it out through trial and error, and still get the job done. I'm sure if you had a customer that asked you to make something for them that you weren't 100% on, you could figure out a way to make it happen, right? Does that
Oh,
make
yeah.
sense?
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh,
And
yes,
if
yes.
you don't really know, it doesn't hurt to go back to school and learn the craft you're wanting to learn more of it. I mean, there's some cases where you might not know anything about what you're trying to do, but it wouldn't hurt just to, while you're trying to do it, just learn about it too.
No, it makes sense. And real quick, the real Mad Shangy. Shangy, I know you're asking a question regarding the JB Gunner thing. We're going to get into that probably in about 5 or 10 minutes, but I really want to give Jennifer a chance to talk about her passion and talk about her channel a little bit here. And by the way, folks, do you have access to another computer where you can chat in the chat, Jennifer, or are you just on your phone right now? Or are you?
Right now my laptop is currently down.
Oh, okay. So you're not able to chat right now. You're using your phone to do the show.
Yeah, I would be doing it on my computer, but I need a new computer.
Yeah, no, 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 no worries. You're a mod here. I would say share all your links in the chat, but I'm wondering if there's somebody that could share your links out for you regarding all of these aspects. But folks, and actually, do me a favor, Queen Helen Casey, Sandra, and any other moderator, if you can go over to the Devil Queen's channel and share her channel link in the chat. I've also shared her channel link at the top of the description section. Either way, subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications, because going forward, I'm sure Jennifer, myself, and some of the other people over here on our end will be collaborating with people on her end, because we have some similar interests and stuff, and we like to stop internet terrorists. So, so you tell me, Jennifer, we like to stop internet terrorists, right?
Yes. Yes.
So I'm sure we'll be doing some panels back and forth between her channel, my channel, other people's channels on my end and her end, and so you're gonna want to keep in touch, right? Right.
Pretty
So
much.
Santa Palacio asks, what type of jewelry does she make? So what type of jewelry do you make specifically?
Mostly with metal on my off season when, because I don't have a home studio to make anything right now. Unfortunately, the stuff alone costs big bucks
Right.
to do. That's not including a propane tank with a torch.
Right. Right.
The desk alone for jewelry making is $400. So,
Wow.
and trying to find a place to set it up to even at least have fire at my house
Right.
is a venture that I've pushed back for a while.
Oh. Okay. Okay. But as your business grows, and maybe you'll create some products pre-made, and then you'll start selling those as more money comes in, I'm sure you're going to reinvest back into everything.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. I do a lot of jewelry making here at home when don't, since I don't have able to have fire here, I'm I do a lot of beaded jewelry as well. So not only do I do the metal aspect of coppers and silvers and bronze and all that, I do as well have beaded work.
Oh, okay. So
So
the Mad Shangy asked the question: does she make necklaces? I'm looking for a good. Uh, why did you guys remove that? That's the real shit. Why did you guys ban Shangy?
don't ban Shangy. I wanna see what he asks.
Uh, why? It wasn't banned. It was just deleted. Does she make necklaces? I'm looking for a good pearl one. I don't know why that
Um
was deleted, and I'm not going to mention who deleted it. But I I I know who did that. Anyway, why was that deleted? And oh, that's not him. Is that a sock account?
well, it's still a very good question.
If that's a sock account, Matt Shangy, then why don't you just ban him? I'm here, Coach. That's not Shangy. You want to go ahead and ban him? If you think that's a fake Shangy, then go ahead and bang that Shangy. Or bang, not bang. Sorry, ban, not bang that. Did I say bang that Shangy? Oh my
Yes,
god.
you did.
Oh, that's not good, man. Freudian slip there. Sorry about that. All right. So, yeah, why won't you folks just the mods still haven't banned this guy. Do I have to ban him myself? I mean, come on.
Well,
So if
it's
that's
still a very good question that should be even
answered,
answered. No matter who it's coming from, it's still a good question.
okay. Well, real quick, mods. If you know for a fact that's a fake Mad Shangy, then why is he not banned yet? You just keep deleting the messages. You want to ban the person? Okay, then I'm just gonna ban. Jesus Christ! All right, the real Mad Shangy fake sock account is banned. Moderators, please moderate the chat if you know someone's a troll, so we can focus. So I can focus on this interview here. Thank you so much. All right, 36 in the box. Thank you for being here. Okay, so yeah, so do you make like, are you able to make like pearl necklaces and stuff like that? I mean, I know that maybe at this point you don't offer them because it costs some money to get the material, but what are you able to make?
Right now I'm working on copper jewelry. Um, so it's mainly copper, not much aluminum, but copper. I'm still trying to get my hands on stainless steel metals.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as far as pearls, basically the beads right now I've got up. I've got one that's inspired by Ursula from Disney.
Mm-hmm.
That has pearls and the special kind of seashell she
Okay.
wears around her neck in the movie. Basically real pearls are hard to get a hold of
And very
because they
expensive too,
are
huh?
very expensive, and if you don't get those oysters yourself, you're basically putting out a lot of money.
Right. No. Yeah, no. And that's why I should have realized that that was not the real Shangy. They were asking a trolling question, with some of the most expensive jewelry you could get. Pearls are a pretty penny. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. You're basically spending an arm and a leg on pearls when you could actually fish them out of the ocean yourself
Right.
and just crack open a clam or a oyster, wherever it is they come out of. I've never done that type of harvesting.
Maybe in the future, right?
In the future, I'll probably hire a diver to pick them up for me.
You know what? That's a smart move. That's a smart move. You got to get your team. That's a smart business move.
I'm still looking for a team, salespeople, diamond collectors that can give me a bunch of rocks for a really good price.
Yeah, see, I'm the kind of guy, and I mentioned this story, Jennifer, when I was in my younger days, and I first got promoted into management when I was working in retail, I used to do a lot of the work myself, and I didn't delegate it off to the employees that we were paying to do the work, right?
Mm.
And so I got dinged by upper management for not delegating effectively. And
Yeah.
see, I'm the kind of guy to this day as an entrepreneur, even if I had the money, I'd probably, if I was doing what you're doing, I'd probably be diving in the ocean to get those damn pearls because I probably wouldn't want to pay someone the money. No, I'm kidding. I'm messing around. I would do it the same way you're doing it. But I learned my lesson of not delegating effectively and having a team, when I was younger. So you're absolutely right. When you have the resources to do so, you'll start your business selling whatever you can to, gain some capital. And then maybe, who
Hmm.
knows, maybe you might get some private investors or something, or get a loan to invest into getting more products. And then, you can hire somebody to do all of that. And if, you hire a diver and they do it for you, it'd be much cheaper than going to a jeweler and, buying the pearls and then putting them together the way you want to put them. So no, I totally understand. Plus, when you have somebody, going to dive and getting them, you're getting them fresh from the source, and you're giving more of a personalized, type of service. So I get it.
Yeah.
Is personalization a very important thing for you? Like when you create something, like is that something that you want to connect with your customers on? Like how do you feel about all that? How far does this go for you?
I'm hoping one day to be like somebody like Chanel and I don't see you anymore. You might want to take a look at your computer aspect.
Oh, you don't see me anymore?
No, it went totally black with only your icon.
Whoa, that's folks, are we broadcasting out there? It shows 1080p good stream. Um or is it on your end? Did it freeze up on your end?
I don't know if it's Hangouts that's doing this or not, but I don't even see your channel where we were anymore.
You're not seeing the screen that I had up for you because it looks like it's fine.
No, I
Let me,
I don't even see you. All I see is your Hangouts icon.
okay, let me try something here. Let me try something here. How about now?
No.
Okay, then it must be on your end. I can see you and we're good. Let me just try one more thing here. Um, actually, hang on a second. Let's try
Technical
it.
stuff is not my forte.
No, I totally understand. I think it's on your end. I think what happened was not now you're frozen there. I think what happened was it was just taking up too much bandwidth. I wouldn't worry about it. You're coming through. I can hear you and I can see you. Everything's supposed to
Maybe
be
it'll
working
pop back
fine.
on.
Yeah, maybe it will. But anyway, we're good. I'll just read the chat for you. Queen says, "I see you, Eli." So it's on your end, but don't worry about it. You're coming through just fine. Let's move forward now. Is there anything else you want to mention regarding your business? Because it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting.
Oh well, one day I'm hoping to be as big as Chanel and Prada and everything, but if that takes like generations to do, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, if you want to create a brand like Chanel, that's a big goal, dream, and aspiration, and I
Yeah.
commend you for thinking that big. Because even if you don't get that big, you'll be big enough with whatever you create. I mean,
Yeah.
there's only one Chanel, Giorgio Armani, whatever. But I understand what you're saying. Um, hang on just one second. Um, Moderators, I want to ask you something. Can you please pay close attention and zap the trolls that are going to be coming in here as soon as possible so I can focus on this show. I'm actually spotting trolls instantly as they come in. So can you? There are plenty of moderators here to the point of where they should be zapped within 5 seconds, and I'm just asking for that favor there. So Anyway, but go ahead. So, well, sorry. Let me finish what I was saying. You're gonna make it at the level that it was meant to be made. But you having that big of a goal is awesome. And to if it's not too personal, Jennifer, how old are you? If it's not too personal,
I am 34.
you're 34, so you're still very young. You
Yes.
still have quite a ways to go. I mean, I'm 46, so I'm running out of time. But just kidding. But I mean, but
Nobody's
yeah,
ever out of time until they hit their deathbed.
no, I hear you. I hear you. But but yeah, I think doing what you're doing now and setting such a high goal is great. You have to start somewhere, and slowly but surely,
Mhm.
I'm sure you're going to take your brand to wherever it was meant to be. And regardless of how big your brand gets, you're going to be very successful because you're passionate about what you do. Anything else you want to mention about
Mhm.
the jewelry or any aspect of your business before we move on to something else?
Um, Basically, wherever the universe allows it to go is where it's going to go.
Okay. Fantastic. Now, before we get to what a lot of people are waiting for is they want to hear your thoughts about being victimized by JB Gunner. That's coming up in about 5 or 10 minutes. You had mentioned to me that you've been an activist, and
Yes.
I'm assuming that you've and I haven't heard your entire story, and I'm curious to hear it. I'm sure the audience is as well. Um, can you share your experiences regarding that? Were you a part of any rallies? What were you standing up for? It sounds pretty interesting to me.
Yes, I was doing activism for disabled and their right to work, their right to have the same minimum wage as everybody else gets in jobs, and just to be like everybody else. I was at rallies in Washington State at the Capitol. There's pictures on my old Facebook account of me at rallies. I stood up and talked in front of high school children, um, telling them that the disabled people are just like anybody else. So you learn a lot about the laws, whether it's federal or statewide laws, when you're an activist, and you
Okay.
get to know a lot of people in very high situations.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. So give us, if it's not too personal, give us some examples of some things that you've been a part of, some events. How did those events turn out? Was there any fighting? Were there any cops involved? Like people want to hear the juice. A little drama every now and then is okay. But when you hear the word activist or activism, it typically involves something that it's pretty in your face, dramatic, and it's controversial. I'm looking for the right word. It's controversial, right?
It is, and not all rallies turn into what you see in the media.
Oh, they don't turn into
They
shit
don't,
shows, is what you're saying.
all of them, a lot of them don't turn into people getting run over by cars and beating up, and cops are throwing people out. We do have cops, but
Oh,
they're
okay.
mostly wanting to see where it's going. And when you have a disabled rally, you do see the cops, and they're looking to keep the peace of the rally and the people that are in a rally.
Hmm.
But the disabled rallies don't get into that high of, they're more peaceful.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
So you've never been a part of a rally um, when you were an activist, and I'm sure you probably would still do it if you had an opportunity. You've never been to a rally that got kind of crazy, like it's always been rather tame or under
It's always
control.
been tame. It's always been tame and under control.
Wow. So like a peaceful rally, like a peace
It
rally
was a
almost.
very peaceful rally.
Wow.
You know, we stood in front of the governmental buildings and talked about what it's like to live as a disabled person in this economy.
Okay.
And
Wow.
we never got to an aspect where fights broke out, people were trying to run us over and stuff.
Right.
We never got to that aspect. The
Well,
most excitement was when we got to sit on a House and Senate meeting.
really?
Yeah, and we were high up in the things where all the public get to sit and watching the government at the bottom doing their stuff.
Wow. That's very interesting. Now, I was just going to ask you a question. How effective were these rallies according to what you were trying to accomplish? Obviously, you got to sit in one of the meetings, like you mentioned. But
Mhm.
what were you trying to accomplish through these rallies, and how effective was it?
Um, I was only in it for 2 years, and during my time in it, I saw a lot of um, bills being passed for disabled getting the right wages that we're supposed to have, like anybody else would have.
Okay.
Because the disabled, in the aspect of a company paying their wages to their workers, the disabled only make a certain lower percentage than the rest of its workers.
Okay.
So, for instance, you're having a normal um, average worker making $12 an hour. Well, the disabled person in that job is making way, 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 way less than that average person.
Now, isn't that discrimination? Isn't that part of the Civil Rights Act, if I remember correctly? You can't discriminate even for disabilities, I believe, right?
You're not allowed to. There is a federal law in every state because it's federal. It's
Right.
called the Disability Act,
Act, right, yeah.
and you're not supposed to discriminate on the disabled doing really anything that they want to do as a normal average citizen.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't aspect with being paid correctly. That
I,
only means that the job can't turn us away because we're disabled.
you're absolutely right. Now let me ask you this, and I believe you may have said this before. Are you disabled? I cannot remember. I think you told me. Are you okay to talk about that?
Oh yes, I've grown to love my disability.
Okay. Go ahead and share with us what that is. And I promise you, I'm really not a disabled hater like my haters say. They think I attack the disabled. Like I. But go ahead, go ahead. It's
Well,
all
if
good.
you did, I wouldn't be on your show.
Well, if I did, you'd whoop my ass and it'd be over. Listen, I'm not going to mess with you in that way. But go ahead, go ahead.
Um, yes, I was born a learning disabled. My brain functions more on the creative aspect of the brain than it does the academic level.
Okay,
So what you would find with the average person would be able to excel in mathematics and English and book work type of learning.
okay.
Well, funny thing is, my brain does not function like that. What is hard for you guys is actually easiest for me.
And what is easiest is what's difficult. So it's the reverse, is what you're
Mhm.
saying.
It's a
Okay,
reverse.
okay.
And there are actually a lot of disabled people who have Down syndrome, Asperger's.
Yep.
A lot of them are celebrities now.
Wow.
Yeah.
No,
If
go ahead.
they're in modeling, they are in acting, they are in pretty much everything that you see. Half the celebrities that you may know nowadays are actually disabled.
That's awesome. That's actually awesome.
I'll give you several people that are disabled and nobody really knows it.
Okay.
Justin Timberlake.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What does he
I
have?
think, from my recollections, when we did Disabled Awareness Month, that's really towards the end of the year. I think he has ADHD or something.
Oh, attention deficit. Okay.
Yeah. And Johnny Depp is another one.
Really? From the guy
Yes.
that used to do 21 Jump Street, which was before you're a little younger than me. I don't know if you remember 21 Jump Street. You were probably like a little baby when that show came out.
Well, he also did What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
Oh yeah, yeah, he did a lot of stuff.
He is Jack Sparrow from the Pirates of the Caribbean
Oh yeah, yeah.
movies. He was also Crybaby.
Yeah, he
I
did a
don't
lot
know
of
if you would remember the movie Crybaby.
Oh yeah, I remember all his stuff. The biggest thing he did was 21 Jump Street. If I remember, that was one of the first shows, not the first show, but one of the shows early on when the Fox Broadcasting Company was started. No, yeah, no, I didn't know he was disabled. That's interesting.
He is
Senator,
actually
hold on.
blind in one eye.
Senator Palacio says he's hot. I know all you ladies want to be with Johnny. God.
He's 50 years old. Come on. He looks great.
He probably still looks good. Come on.
He
Like
does
if you
look
were,
good.
I know you're not a single woman, Jennifer, but if you were and Johnny Depp wanted to take you out on a date, you probably wouldn't turn him down.
Oh, who would? What girl in their right mind would?
Wow. Real quick, interesting. Mutton Nuts Review says, I have ADHD and dyslexia and OCD. Oh my goodness. No disrespect, by the way. Wow, I'm impressed. As well as problems in reading and math, but I am good at a lot of technology stuff. I self-taught myself a lot of technology stuff. You got a good man that, to have, and this is with no disrespect, okay, to have all those disabilities and have a man that loves you and cares for you and accepts you for all that is a good.
Yes.
That's a good man. That's a real man. That is a real man, because I'm the same type of man that would accept a woman like that as well. So this has become a very interesting show, even without having to talk about JB Gunner, JB Gunner, JB Gunner, 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 JB Gunner. All you talk about is JB Gunner, Eli. No, anyway, go ahead. Go ahead, Devil's Queen. Were you going to say something else? Because there's so much more to talk about.
I know. And he is actually blind in one eye and partly almost blind in another. And that's why he's always wearing his shades, indoors or outdoors, because their prescription, they allow him to see. And when he's not wearing his special type of glasses, he's wearing special contact lenses.
So he's blind as a bat without the special glasses. The eyesight glasses. They're not just reading glasses, so he can actually. So the sunglasses are probably some very expensive sunglasses, because if you get some really nice prescription sunglasses, you're looking at least a couple $200-$300 even more. And with him, money's no object for Depp. I mean, the guy, if he needs to spend $2,000 on the top of the line, polarized and what do you call it? The sunglasses, prescription sunglasses, he can afford that stuff. So
yes.
Anyway, But yeah, so Justin Timberlake, Johnny Depp, they have disabilities. Any other noteworthy people that you want to mention?
There's several football players that are also disabled
Okay,
in the NFL.
okay. Care to mention a few? Do
I
you
don't
remember?
really know the NFL that much to really know their names like that, to put it off the bat like that.
Okay.
The original Hulk from the Marvel comics,
Lou
the guy who
Ferrigno.
played him,
Lou
yes, he
Ferrigno.
was disabled.
Yes, he
He was
was.
disabled as well.
Yep, you're talking about Lou Ferrigno, the guy that
So
he
you,
was in good shape. Go
yeah.
ahead. Sorry. Go
So
ahead.
you really never know on with celebrities if they're disabled like that, to really, you shouldn't really be teasing on them, because you don't know what they're dealing with, let alone the stuff Gunner did with me.
Wow. Yeah, I grew up watching all those shows. The Incredible Hulk. The Greatest American Hero. I don't know if you remember that one. All those shows were great. Lou Ferrigno, that dude, great shape. They would spray paint him green. And yes, I knew as soon as you mentioned the Hulk and having a disability, I think he had a
Hmm.
learning disability and a speech impediment too, if I remember. He never
Hmm.
had to talk. All he had to do was play this mean green monster dude when he would
Hmm.
transform into being the Hulk, right? And so
Yes.
let's talk about this, Jennifer. I wanted to talk about um, you know, people with disabilities not being treated fairly in the workforce, not being paid fairly. Now, uh, again, let me preface by saying this. I love everybody, regardless of your age, sex, race, sexual orientation, national origin, whether you're disabled or not. I love you all equally. With that being said, I think that every single company out there could find a job for any disabled person. Let me give you an example.
Hmm.
Um, if you are a disabled person that can't walk and you're confined to a wheelchair, and you want to get a
Hmm.
job for a gardening company or something. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to go out there and walk on your feet and do the physical labor. But what about an office job where you set the appointments, administrative assistant or something like that? There are jobs that you can find for disabled people. Now, the thing
Hmm.
that I can't stand, this is the thing that maybe you see with some disabled people as well. There are certain jobs that are just not physically possible for some disabled people to do, and a lot of those people get ticked off that they don't get those jobs when they apply for them. Look, I honestly feel that you have to be capable of doing the job in order to qualify for it, or if there's a company that can find a job for a disabled person, such as an admin job, they should be offered that type of job, and they should be paid the
Hmm.
same as someone that is not disabled to do that job, that either or can do. Like a disabled person can do an admin job, and a non-disabled person can do an admin job. But
Yeah.
again, I think what we need to make it clear out there is that there's a fine line with what companies should be held accountable for and not held accountable for. If you're capable of doing the job, your disability should not hinder you from getting that job or getting paid the same amount of money as someone who's
Hmm.
not disabled. Again, if you can't walk, I mean, how productive would it be for a company to hire someone that can't walk to do a job that requires walking? Right? So that
Hmm.
has to be understood on both ends. But there are other jobs out there that can be given to disabled people based on the type of
Yes.
disability, and they should be paid the same as anyone that is not disabled that would do that same job. What are your thoughts about that? Does that make any sense? Because you're a disabled person, and do you understand where I'm coming from? Because I've been
Hmm.
scrutinized for being a disabled hater, a disabled attacker, which I know is just the trolls. It doesn't really matter. But can you clarify that? Does that make sense to you?
It does, and that person that is being told that they can't do that job really shouldn't really be going for that type of field when
Right.
they can't walk.
Right.
Go for an office job. Go for something that you could be in your wheelchair and could talk. Um, just roll around the office in your wheelchair. Learn how to walk. Don't hinder yourself because of a job.
Well, and also one
You're
thing I've
just
said,
cheating yourself.
right. And Jennifer, the one thing that I've said, because this is something that some people that are disabled or people that care a lot about disabled people, which I do as well, have gotten on me for. Don't use your disability as a crutch. Like, don't sit there and play the role of the disabled victim when you're not getting a job that you can't physically do. And I honestly feel that, and I know this, companies are not required by law to hire a disabled person that is not physically capable of doing that job, but they need to make a best faith effort. They need to make a best faith effort to find a job they can do and pay them the same wage they would pay a non-disabled person to do that job. The thing I just can't stand are people that use their disabilities as a crutch and cry wolf over something that they don't have a leg to stand on. If you were to go to court, if you are someone that can't walk and you took a corporation to court because they didn't hire you for a job that requires walking, I think the judge would be like, well, no disrespect, sir, ma'am, but you can't walk. They offered you another job that you can do. But a company's not going to hire you and pay you money when you can't physically do the job. And it also doesn't mean they're discriminating against your disability. You know what I'm saying? What are your thoughts about disabled people? Because you are disabled. I'm asking a disabled person this question that I respect. What are your thoughts regarding disabled people that use their disabilities as a crutch?
They're just hindering themselves on being successful. That's all they're doing.
Okay.
I'll give you my situation because I've been on both ends of the aspect.
That's why I'm asking you. This is perfect. Go ahead. Yeah.
So before I came back to California, when I was living in Washington, I was always using my disability as a crutch because I couldn't do things.
Wow.
It's like I always made up excuses of why I couldn't have a job, why I couldn't hold a job, because there were companies, they were willing to give me a job. They just didn't have the opening aspects for what I could do. And a lot of times that does hinder a disabled from having the type of job that they want because there are no positions open in that field.
Okay.
So that's that aspect. And I was always told by my father that I could never go to school and pass and have a degree and everything. I would fail out of college. So
it stemmed initially from your own father basically not being as supportive as he could be regarding your disability. Okay, that makes sense. Go ahead. Okay.
And a lot of times it does come from the parents because they don't want their child to get hurt out there in the world.
Right.
So, and really that's hindering the child as well. Whether if the child is a grown adult or a teenager, whatever, parents feel that their child, no matter the age, is still a child.
Right.
So that's a parent's aspect. But when I came to California, I turned around and said, you know what? I think I'm going to prove the system wrong. I'm going to prove everybody wrong. So I went down to my local college, which is down the street from me. And even though I can't drive, I'm lucky that there's a school right down the street.
Oh, awesome.
So I went in there one day and I made myself to go to college. I did all the paperwork myself. I did all of it. I'm putting myself through college. Now, I don't get any loans or anything. I live it with my financial aid and my Social Security. I don't get the loans that I have to pay back stuff. I don't even make enough in Social Security to do that.
Wow.
So I'm basically beating the trolls even in my own family, let alone the government that said I couldn't do it. I'm proving them wrong every single day when I go stepping out of my house to go to school.
Wow.
So really all the disabled is doing is hindering themselves like that. They need to grow a backbone and just do what government and your parents say you can't. No matter how hard or how long it takes, just do it.
Wow.
You don't know what you can achieve until you do it.
Wow. I'm at a loss for words. I mean, that, Mystic Angel number 2, who's Sharon, she used to have a channel called Survivor Sharon. And she's been through a lot in her life. She says, this is a good topic, good show. Thank you for being here, Sharon. Santa Palacio, Queen Helen Casey. Who was here earlier? It was the was it Red Devil Chip? What was her name? She's a Drop Red Knockout. Sorry, Drop Red. I love that channel name, Drop Red Knockout. But these are the types of shows I've wanted to do for a while. Get someone on here like you that has a story, that's experienced a lot in life. You have a disability, yet you didn't. Sorry, you have a disability, and your own family has hindered you and not supported you enough on your disability, and you fought through that because you're stubborn as hell, like myself. I can tell that, and I like that. That's what I respect. I like that. You're Italian, I'm Greek. We're stubborn as fuck. So let's just be real about it, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And you've pushed through it, and you fought through it, and you become very strong because of it. I think because of what you've been through and your disability, it's made you a stronger person. Which is why when we get to the JD Gunner thing, that's going to get pretty interesting because, like, folks, we're probably going to be here for at least another hour or so, if that's cool with you, Jennifer, because
that is perfectly fine with me.
Yeah, because, like, I have to be honest with you. I've done a lot of interviews in my life between YouTube, this channel, my former channel. I even did a lot of interviews before YouTube through podcasting, through my in-person network. And this is probably, if not the best, one of my best interviews I've done. And I think a lot of people can learn a lot from this and be highly inspired by this. So, I appreciate you being very open and honest. Now, what I want to do here is that I need to take a break to some more coffee. What I'm going to do, so I don't put you on the spot and make you monologue for 7 or 8 minutes while I'm gone, I'm going to play some music and have you mute. You can mute, right? And then I'm going to come back, and then we're going to get into the JB Gunner thing. But before we get to the JB Gunner thing, we come back, before I go on break and we take an intermission here, what else do you want to mention about disabilities or any rallies you've been a part of as an activist, or your business, or anything that you want to get? And we can always add it into the parts where we talk about the JB Gunner situation. But I'm sure once we get on to him, this whole show and chat's going to shift into the stratosphere. Yeah, I look at your. I'll go full screen and we'll look at your face right there. But yeah, no. I mean, listen. I'm giving you the opportunity to say anything else you want to mention about yourself before we get into this dude, because, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I can laugh about it now, but, I've been victimized by this guy as well. And I wasn't laughing, years ago when this first started happening. Now, I feel I've learned how to deal with this guy, and I feel that I've made a lot of progress in stopping his stupidity. But yeah, go ahead. What else did you want to mention?
Never tease the disabled or any woman, you never know who you're fucking with. Oh, I just cussed.
That's okay. I just cussed a second ago too. We're an hour into the show, so we're good. We're good. Listen. You just relax. You know, you're in my house. What else? What else? While I set up some music, while I cue up some music here.
You never know who the person you're teasing is gonna know.
You never know, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You never know who the person you're teasing is going to know. Well, would you care to elaborate regarding that? Because I'm sure the audience, and I also would like to know, but I'm sure the audience would like to know as well.
Well, I'm pretty sure if my people are listening, I know people in high places and I know people in very low places.
So
if that rings a bell.
you've got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases your blues away. You've heard of Garth Brooks, right? Have you heard of Garth Brooks?
Yeah.
Were you ever in the country?
For a little bit when I was 12 years old, and I was listening to John Denver and all those great that are considered bluegrass.
Right. And now country's considered pop. All the country stars have turned into pop artists because they're making no money doing stuff on the country chart, so they've kind of mixed country with pop, and kind of like, what's her name? What's that chick's name? I'm losing it right now. The blonde chick.
LeAnn Rimes?
Not LeAnn Rimes. Well, her too, but the one that was on American Idol, Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood's supposed to be a country star, and she's a damn pop star. You know, with a little.
Now she's a talk show host, so.
Right. But you know what I'm saying? Like initially, you know, she went on American Idol because she was a country singer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, because I used to listen to country in the 80s, late 80s through mid 80s through mid 90s. There was a lot of great country: Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson, Brooks and Dunn, John Michael Montgomery. I mean, this Bay Area boy was in the country too. Listen, I'm into all types of things. Don't take that out of context though, right? And then, you know, that was real good country. Then all of a sudden, you know, country just flipped and became pop and mainstream because, you know, that's where the money was at. And these new country singers, these new millennial country singers, that were raised differently, right? Couldn't make the money just being an actual country star like, you know, these other people did. I remember there was also another guy named George Strait, great country singer. I saw that guy in concert. I mean, just phenomenal. But anyway, enough of that. Anything else you want to mention before we take the break, or are you ready to take a break and then get to the JB Gunner stuff? You tell me. It's your show. I'm just hosting it.
I want to give a big shout out to the Red Pill of Seattle, Washington.
Red Pill Fizzin'?
My dude. Huh?
Are you talking about Red Pill Fizzin'?
Yes.
Really?
I want his music. I love. I have it in my playlist on YouTube. My music playlist. His Asian gangster rap is awesome. I love it. So I give a big shout out to him.
All right. I don't know if he's blocked here or not. I know Mr. Fizzin and I, you know, we had a little misunderstanding in the past. You know why we had a misunderstanding? You know who it stemmed back to? Can you guess who created that division? Just guess.
He told me JB Gunner.
Oh yeah, of course. Everything is disturbed and destroyed by JB Gunner is a destructive individual. Like single. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I have to give my shout out to my friend in Seattle, Washington, Red Pill. I'm gonna mess up his name.
Red Pill Fizzin'. P-H-I-Z-Z-I-N.
Red Pill. I'm gonna call him Red Pill, and I have to give a big shout out to him, dude. If you're listening, I love you and your music.
Amen. All right, fantastic. So, all right, so the Devil's Queen, Jennifer. Anything else before we take the break, or should we take the break and come back and get into the JB Gunner stuff?
Go ahead, take your break, because I gotta do one too. I am thirsty as hell.
Okay, do me a favor. Go ahead and mute your microphone right now. You know how
Mm-hmm.
to do that, right? Go ahead and mute
Yeah.
that, and then just be back within about 5-6 minutes, and I'll let you know when to unmute. I'm gonna go ahead and put myself to full screen here. All right, folks. It's been an amazing interview so far. How many of you love the interview so far? I want to do a lot more of these. Would you folks be interested in more interviews like these? And would you like to be interviewed just like Jennifer with the the Devil's I forgot her channel, Devil's Queen channel. Oh, for Christ's sake. Would you like to be interviewed like her? Let me know in the chat. We're going to take a quick 5 to 7 or 8 minute break. I'm going to play some cool royalty-free YouTube music. You're going to get to see this beautiful background of the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge, glistening gold into the water there. Let me know anything about this background. Okay, folks? So we'll be back in just a few. Do not go. Whoops. Give me 1 second. Do not go anywhere! All right, all right, all right. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli live here on YouTube. This is the interview series, and tonight we have been hanging out and getting to know Jennifer from the Devil's Queen channel, and it's been one heck of an interview, folks. We talked a lot about what Jennifer's passionate about. We've also, discussed, her disability. We talked about how other people shouldn't use their disability as a crutch, and much, much more. So if you missed any parts of the first segment of this show, you're going to definitely want to go back and check out the replay once it goes to a replay. Just so you folks are aware, I do disable the DVR function of my live streams, meaning that you cannot rewind back or seek back during the show, because I want you folks to be here while we're live so you can engage with myself and the person I'm interviewing or whatever else I'm doing. So definitely go back and check out the replay once it goes to a replay shortly after the show ends to hear that part. But before we get back to Jennifer, and I did hear that she unmuted, so hang on one second, Jennifer, real quick here. I just want to acknowledge a few people in the chat. Beastmaster says, "Hey Coach, am I too late?" It's never too late, brother. It's never too late. Thank you for being here. Beastmaster says, "I just wanted to tell you I finally got to 100 subs. Thanks for your help." Absolutely. Check out Beastmaster, folks. Check out Beastmaster. Subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications. And oh, Beastmaster with the $5 super sticker. Oh my gosh. Beastmaster has lit up the super chat or the super sticker. Folks, if you feel you're getting great value watching this interview or any of my other content out here, feel free to hit the super chat, hit the super sticker, or if you want to make a PayPal donation, Nightbot's sharing my link every 7 minutes. If you do make a PayPal donation, please make me aware in the chat. Also, if you don't want me to read out if you don't want me to read out your PayPal, make sure you write within the note that you want to remain anonymous, and I will definitely honor and respect that. Let's just do this. Let's change the channel support fund to $5. And before we get back to Jennifer here and get into the it's all been very interesting, but it's about to get even more interesting because we're going to hear, how Jennifer has been victimized by JD Gunner. And this is someone outside of me, and we're going to hear her perspective here live on the air. We're also going to do a Q&A with Jennifer, so if you have any questions to ask her, please feel free to do so in the chat. That is that. So glad you're all enjoying the show, and if I haven't acknowledged you, my apologies. When I am doing an interview or have people on a panel, but more so when I'm doing an interview, I really want to be more so focused on the person that I'm interviewing. So let's go back to the quad screen, and there she is. Welcome back, Jennifer. How you doing? How you doing
Hello.
so far?
Oh, wonderful.
Wonderful. I really like Beastmaster, and I'm so happy that he finally reached 100 subscribers. The next goal for you, brother, is 1,000. Now we got to get Jennifer up to 100 subscribers. So, folks, Queen, if you want to continue to share, Jennifer's Devil's Queen channel link, please do so. Let's support small YouTubers, folks. It's very difficult to grow out here nowadays, and we really need to stick together and support each other legitimately. Don't just subscribe and bang the bell just so they subscribe to you back. We're not a sub for sub here. We're here to create genuine connections and genuine relationships, and that's why I wanted to bring Jennifer on, because now I'm more so getting to know her. You're more so getting to know her, and that just creates a world of opportunities that may not have existed, right? What do you think, Jennifer? What are your thoughts about? Well, let's start off this segment by asking you this: what are your thoughts about the growth stream community? I know you've met some people through it. Like, what are your thoughts about it?
It's a great way to network and just have an all-around good time meeting people and getting to know what they do and all different types of aspects. It's like a new venture on a TV screen when TV just came out.
Right. Okay. Very well. Anything else you want to mention regarding that?
You have a bunch of personalities out there on YouTube that it just meant to be explored. And we have what, 1 point something billion people in this world. Why not get to know everybody?
Actually, I think it's more than I think it's like 7 billion or something like that, if I remember correctly. We have, I believe there are a little over 300 million people here in the United States where we live. I know you're in Southern California. I'm in Northern California. We're in the best state on the planet, right?
Yes, we're on
That's
God's Etch a Sketch.
right. That's arguable because it is one of the most expensive states to live in, and oh, one thing I wanted to ask you. This is a great question, and I'm not judgmental based on political party preference or someone's political party choice. But like Mr. Gunner has called me a liberal sack of shit. Maybe I am a liberal sack of shit. Let's just be real about it. I'm a liberal sack of shit. Are you a liberal or conservative, or what are your political views if you're open to discussing that?
I don't know where I stand because, quite frankly, I see all aspects of the fence, and there's different parts of different parties that I do agree with, and different parties of that party that I don't agree with. Um, I do agree with abortions, but at the same time, if you lay down with a person willingly and it creates a child, man enough or woman enough to take care of that child that you willingly laid down with.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this question here. I want to put you on the spot. This is a common thing that I hear from guys that have gotten girls pregnant. Oh, yeah,
Mm.
I'm on birth control. Don't use the condom. Don't pull out. And then, like Mr. Gunner likes to say, oh, then the guy busts a nut, right? And then she gets pregnant and says that, oh, my birth control failed. There are some women out there that, will do things like that to trap a guy. I mean, do you think what are your thoughts about that? That's a pretty shady situation.
There are like that, but the man was just as willing to sleep around and do exactly what she said. Wouldn't the man be willing enough to um, be smart?
No, I understand. In essence, what you're saying, let me translate that. In essence, if a man is willing to bust a nut, like Mr. Gunner says, I'm speaking Mr. Gunner terminology, okay? And everyone knows what that is, right? If a man's
Yeah.
willing to bust a nut in a woman and not willing to deal with the consequences of her possibly getting pregnant, even if she's on birth control. I mean, birth control is not 100%. There are some more permanent methods like the IUD and stuff like that you don't have to take a pill and, you don't have to remember taking a pill. But even then, there's still a slight chance that it could fail. So you got to be ready for the repercussion if you're willing to take that risk in the first place. Does that make sense to you, or?
Yes, and there has been several studies and babies coming out with the IUD in their hand. So,
Well, then that doctor didn't do a good job of properly installing the intrauterine device inside of the woman.
pregnancy, all birth control, just like condoms, are not totally effective. You always have that 1% of women that birth control is just not going to work for them.
Right.
So
So,
you're taking a risk at it as well. And men need to be at least a little bit smarter. And when the girl is persuading him to do that type of shit, you go, no, I'm going to strap up and I don't give a fuck what you're saying.
yeah. Oh man. Oh,
Or
we gotta
I'm
do.
pulling out before I nut.
I'm pulling out before I nut. Okay. All right. I think that was a great segue or prelude into the JB Gunner segment, don't you think? We're speaking his lingo
Oh,
now.
I think that hit the nail right on the head.
Oh, you know he's watching and all his minions are watching, and you know everyone's eyes are on this right now, so it's all good. Maybe they got a good kick out of that, don't you think, Jennifer?
Oh, I think I just pulled his theory right from under the rug.
Well, amen, sister, amen, sister. All right, let's get right to it because I definitely want to try to keep this show to about 2 hours or 2 hours and 15 minutes. I mean, I don't want to make it too terribly long to the point of where people are not going to watch the whole thing. I really want people to watch the whole thing and get to know you. So let's get right into the JB Gunner thing here. So,
Oh, I think they're having a ball with way it's going.
no, I agree with you. And the people that are here on the live would want it to go for probably a couple more hours. The problem is when it goes to a replay, people don't have the engagement to keep them here, right? But anyway, and by the way, Jennifer, if you want to use this stream in any way possible, you want to download it, re-upload it, make clips of it, you have my full blessing to do so. Do not worry, I'm not going to flag you for copyright. Anyone that does an interview on my stream has my full blessing to use the stream. Only the person that's on the interview, nobody else. Anyone else, I will flag your ass for copyright, but not the person interviewed. So it's all good. But anyway, so let's get right to it, Jennifer. JB Gunner, how did this all come about for you? Like, how did you find out about him, and what happened?
Well, one day I had walked into one of your live streams and I was just chilling there, doing my commenting things and everything. And then all of a sudden on one of my videos, I see JB Gunner's crew coming at me about you.
And what they say
And
about me?
trying
What?
to,
Tell me what they said. I'm just curious. You can say it. It's all right. It's all good.
they were trying to warn me that you would dox me and throw me under the bus like you've done with your other subscribers and moderators and all this type of drama. So I got tired of seeing his little minions and I went straight to the source,
And who was the source?
JB Gunner.
Oh,
And they would
okay.
send me like little videos of you doing bad things. And I never watched it. I really could have cared less of it because that's not my business. Your war between Gunner and you, that's not
Well,
my business.
let's stop right there for 1 second before you continue. Those videos that they would send to you folks, basically what they would do is they would clip every time I reacted to somebody because they antagonized me to react that way. They attacked me, had some choice words for me, and then I
Hmm.
reacted to it. And instead of them showing the reason why I said what I said, all they do is focus on what I said, and then they spin their own narrative that I attack the disabled, I dox people, I do this and that. That's not me. So folks, you got to understand one thing. When people are going to create videos on you and all they do is they clip out what you say and not what was said by someone else before that to antagonize you to say that, you can't always believe what you see there. So anyway, does that make sense to you, Jennifer?
Yes, and I found it kind of strange that they would do this to me, and they did it to my best friend, Crafting Kitty House Jen,
Oh,
but
yes.
she totally ignored it, and I basically went after the source. So now they're doing what they did, and Gunner's doing what he did, and is doing. And quite frankly, this is the last night with your show. I am going to even give him and his crew the type of energy that I
Right.
really need to give to my business.
Right. They're gonna make content off of this, and I really don't care if they do because I no longer feed into that stuff, or I no longer I just ignore that stuff. Now don't get me wrong, I see it happening, we all do, but I don't
Hmm.
let it affect me from moving forward with my purpose on my YouTube channel and me being a coach. And I think you're looking at it in the same way. Now, okay, so continue. So basically what you're saying is that you were attacked on my channel. Basically, a lot of these guys, a lot of these trolls, including JB Gunner, like I've mentioned many times on other streams, would because they were blocked here, they can still see the chat. They see who's in here, and then they basically go to the channel of someone like you, write some choice words about me, and then share those carefully edited video clips. Now, before I get your response, I gotta say, Beastmaster, thank you for the $10 super chat, brother. Please unblock Jersey Mama. She's been in your chat before, Coach. Why is she blocked? Okay, if she's real, can you go and unblock Jersey Mama, Queen Helen Casey? Scroll up in the chat and unblock Jersey Mama. I mean, Beastmaster, you didn't have to pay me $10 to do that, but I appreciate the super chat, bro. If you know for a fact that she is real, then go ahead and unblock her. It was probably a misunderstanding. And Queen and the rest of the mod crew are just trying to keep this chat clean. But thank you very much once again for the $10 super chat, Beastmaster. Queen, can you please take care of that and acknowledge that in the chat when you do so? And that's going to bring the channel donation fund to, let me just get to that right here real quick, to $15. Okay, sorry about that, Jennifer. So yeah, so now after all that happened, basically you said you go to the source. The source is JB Gunner. What happened next?
He decided to make a full live stream about me and decided to tease me on my disability and decided to
what did he call you?
Well, really,
did he call you the R word?
That, retard, stupid,
okay.
Short bus rider. I've ridden both long and short buses.
That's pretty funny. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you, but that's comedy gold right there, Jennifer. I mean, and I'm glad you're getting a good kick out of it. But yeah, so basically, he attacked your. Here's the hypocrisy of JB Gunner. He calls me a disabled hater, yet he's attacking the disabled legitimately. I've never attacked one disabled person, but these people, try to give that perception to try to take me down. Yet he, and that video is no longer available on his channel, but I got it downloaded, and I think you have it somewhere as well too, right? Not a big deal, but is that hypocritical or what?
It's very hypocritical, and what I've learned by the world of people today, they don't like it when you sit there and be mean on a disabled. Quite frankly, it ruins your credibility, and your stream is basically now in the toilet because you had decided to tease on a disabled. You've just permanently fried your own channel. Might as well just deep dish it in a fryer now.
Okay. Real quick, sorry. I just went up and I unhid Jersey Mama. Can Jersey Mama type, and can you verify, Beastmaster, that is her channel when she types it? Can you go to her channel, just verify that? I do trust you, Beastmaster. You have been a part of this channel for a while, and I respect you. So let me know if it's all good, because Queen said she couldn't do it. I scrolled up and I found her in the chat, and I unhid her, so she should be all good to go. But yeah, so basically, JB Gunner is a hypocrite. He blames people for doing things that he himself not only did to you, has done to many others. Okay, that's an obvious thing. Like, what do you think about that? Do you think he's just doing it because that's the only content he has? Is that his MO to YouTube fame? Is that what he needs to do to make money and keep his YouTube channels going? Or do you think this guy could create actual content? Like, what do you think? Like, why do you think he's doing this?
If he actually put his mind to it, he could actually create some really good content that doesn't involve bullying people and everything. But quite frankly, with his demeanor and his way of dealing with people and everything, I'm sorry you have to hear that.
It's okay. It's all good in the
um, quite frankly, when when JB Gunner's content runs along the lines of bullying people, it's very as psychologists would say psychopathic. I would give it, or
and sociopathic. So
yes, so
he's a sociopath and a psychopath. But go ahead. I know what you were saying.
it's really a desperate move when you're wanting to tease on people and be that type that JB Gunner is. It really shows who they really are as a person inside YouTube and outside.
Right, right.
I mean, if JB Gunner would walk around Southern California with the type of demeanor he has, no girl would even give him the time of day. And that's just not on his looks, because there are many women out there that would date people that look like JB Gunner. But
Okay.
because of his talk and his demeanor and his attitude, no girl in Southern California would ever give him the time of day. And
Wow.
that's just because of his personality. It
Wow.
actually surprises me that he has a girlfriend even though he's married.
Well, here's the thing. Like, he doesn't want to be married to his wife Chrissy anymore, but because he doesn't want to get divorce raped per se, he just keeps running and won't sign the divorce papers. I think what Chrissy should do is basically go to the courts and file a petition that, my husband, who is not around, who's been cheating on me, is running and won't sign the papers. May I get this marriage dissolved legally because of this? I've made
Yeah.
legitimate attempts to get this to happen. I mean, you can't sit there and do what JB's doing and prevent this woman from moving on with her life. What if she wants to get remarried? She can't get remarried until she gets divorced. But
Yeah.
I just think that she hasn't gotten to that stage yet. I think she's definitely helping us behind the scenes, trying
She
to, go ahead, go ahead.
she's doing a lot of healing in herself after dealing with a man that's JB Gunner.
Right, right.
So, quite frankly, it's a tactic that I commend her on for healing before she goes after any legal side of the aspect. Because you can't fight a battle if you're not emotionally ready for it.
Okay.
Um,
Real quick here. I'm going to say something about the chat here. I'm not sure what this back and forth chat is with Jersey Mama being a troll. I have not seen anything come out of Jersey Mama that's trollish. If I do see it, I'll personally ban her myself. But Beastmaster's been around for a while. Beastmaster has also donated regularly to this channel. It's not even about the money he's donated, but I got to take his word for it. And if something, listen, chat moderators, you got to stop. It's the ladies too. Damn it, ladies. Look, if there's something that's said that's trollish, then maybe time her out. Let me acknowledge it, and then if she needs to be banned, I'll do it. But I want to keep her around on a good faith basis. Okay, if Beastmaster asks her to come around, it's all good. Now, hopefully, never mind. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I'm not going to go any further in this. Clifford Stark's in the house. Hope everyone's doing well. What's up, Coach? What's up, Clifford? We're interviewing the Devil's Queen channel tonight. Subscribe there, bang the bell. And listen, moderators, especially Queen, can you post Devil Queen's YouTube channel for people to subscribe every 10 minutes or so, please? We want to get the new people to come in here. Anyway, so go ahead. I'm sorry, Jennifer. Go ahead.
it's okay. I was reading the chat during the intermission, and a lot of stuff that was blocked and deleted were actually not that horrible whatsoever. But I have a different aspect of what respect is, and a lot of it I didn't find to be disrespectful or anything.
Well, here's what's happening, Queen. Like I've talked with my mods behind the scenes, and
Hmm.
I get a lot of trolls here that will pretend to be nice. They'll play like they're a real person, and then all of a sudden they'll
Hmm.
start going off. What we do is we go and check out their channel, and we also
Hmm.
go and see when their channel was started. Now, that doesn't mean they're necessarily a troll, but that puts us on more high
Hmm.
alert that there's a potential of them being a troll. Now, if they say something, more than likely it'll be one of my blocked words, and the spam filter will catch it, or Nightbot will squash it before it can even hit the chat. But if it does make it through the chat, it is trollish, then the moderators will swipe them at that time. So, folks, you got to understand that that basically I'm probably one of the most trolled YouTubers ever, and it's very hard to moderate my chat. And we're doing the best we can. If we make a mistake, just email me, Coach Eli, coach@eliasmelas.com, or have someone else come in the chat that you know and let us know. We'll take care of it. Clifford Starks with a $2 super chat, stopping by to send some love. Thank you, Clifford. How you doing, bro? Oh, much love from Coach Eli. Clifford Starks is in the house. Yes, Clifford Starks. And yes, Clifford Starks is still a moderator here. I love Clifford Starks. That dude used to be a part of my old channel, and I have a few streams where he joined me. I may end up re-uploading those streams because I want you folks to really get to know this guy. Clifford, if you're open to do another interview at some point, brother, let me know. We're still connected on Hangouts, dude. I would love to interview you again, bro, and catch up. I think the audience would love it, bro. But thank you once again for the $2 super chat. That's going to bring the channel support fund to $17. Thanks, brother. Okay, Jennifer. Sorry about that. You know,
Oh, it's okay.
we gotta take care of the people, right?
Yes.
All right. All right. So continue on with the story here. So now you basically went and you said you went to the source, JB Gunner. What happened next? You started talking with him, or what happened?
Well, he made a live stream video all about me. And you've seen it, as well as many other people that are even fighting with you that have seen it.
Right. Oh yeah, we've downloaded it too. We have everything.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah. And it was really, really brutal to be talked like that,
Okay.
because not even my haters would talk about me like that. So it was pretty brutal.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But it really doomed his channel to be doing that to a disabled, because the American population or anybody in this world wouldn't like someone dissing on the disabled like that.
You're right.
You just doom your channel by doing that.
You're right. Okay. So
So
go ahead. Go ahead.
so I went after him, and his little minion people, nobodies,
Yep.
decided to, even still today, are coming after me on every one of my videos.
Yeah, you know who's probably coming after you as well. It's a guy that you've heard me probably talk about. He goes by Ronaldo Smith Jenkins. Used to be a mod on my channel until I found out that he was the infamous troll that goes by the name of Trim Hits. And when we actually looked into Trim Hits, we found out that he's actually a doctor in Florida. We're not going to say his full name because he'll privacy complain me. Dr. Robert, who has been convicted of prescription fraud and insurance fraud, and you know he's pleaded guilty, and his sentencing was supposed to initially be, I believe, on February 3rd. Then he got an extension to February 25th. Then he got an extension to March 31st. So you're probably dealing with Ronaldo, aka Trim, aka Dr. Robert, same person there. He's in cahoots with JB Gunner. No?
No, it's not him.
Is it JB Gunner himself?
It's no, his little minions.
J
one of
Rom
them,
and Terry Hogan.
J Ram, or however
J
you
Ram.
pronounce it.
Ram it! J Ram! Not J Rom. J Ram it up your you know what, J Ram.
He come
J
at,
Ram.
he came at me first, so I did a little I talked to him and I'm like, how would you feel about your wife or your daughter being treated as JB Gunner treats women? And
Mm.
he's like, I wouldn't like that at all. I would hate on the guy for treating my daughters and my wife just like that. So I got in on him on a parental and husband aspect. So he
Barbara,
basically stopped that.
hey, real quick, Barbara says Jay likes to see his wife get rammed. Well, yeah, it's a true thing. Barbara, I heard that I think J Ram's getting divorced because him and his wife used to watch cut porn. And so they were into that, or he used to watch. I guess he was into watching his wife being with another man. Now that's none of my business, but I mean,
Yeah, that's
that's some weird
their
stuff. Yeah,
that's their business and that's none of ours.
that's true. That's true. All right, but go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
And then one of his people with the devil icon decided to come at me again, and he just did it in my video from yesterday, coming at
Yeah.
me about you, and you can all see it on my aspect, but I was deleting a lot of them until I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna let this play out. People will know the truth as soon as I let them know.
Right. And here's the thing, Jennifer. I'm really glad that I know you were away for a while. I know you got your school and lots of things to do, so you're not spending an incredible amount of time on YouTube at this point, at least until you get your
Mhm.
channel to where it's making you money and etc. Right? But the
And
fact
I
that
have the
you
time.
right. No. I hear you. And you have a boyfriend and you have a life. You have a life outside of YouTube, right? Um,
Hmm.
but when you popped into my Walking with Purpose live stream a few days ago, like I was so happy to see you. And you even said I've been around in a while, and you mentioned what's going on, and I'm like, okay, listen, girl, connect with me on Hangouts. Are you open to doing the interview? I want to hear your story. I've been talking about help. Look, I want to help people, but nobody reaches out to me to come on the show and get interviewed, right?
Yeah.
And we were able to make it happen, and I'm just so thrilled that you're here now. But the point I'm trying to make is that look, you were doing a great job handling this on your own, and even with the people that you're connected with, right? But guess what you have now? You got myself, Barbara Placence,
Hmm.
SB behind the scenes, and she's here in the chat too. Queen Helen Casey. You got Terry's GG and G. You got now you've got this army of you have the A team behind the scenes. You got this army of people now that if JB Gunner or any one of his bottom of YouTube boy minions goes after you, uh, we got you back.
Hmm.
What are they going to do? Keep making response reaction videos on you just because you have no other content?
Quite frankly, I actually applaud him. Now, this is going to seem weird for what I'm going after with him with.
Oh, okay.
The fact that he calls me the Dairy Queen,
The
I'm not
Dairy
even going to
Queen.
fret about that because, quite frankly, if anyone's ever had Dairy Queen ice cream, that is the best ice cream you're
It's
ever going
damn
to
good.
find.
I love Dairy
It's
Queen.
good. So, quite frankly, if he wants to call me the Dairy Queen, good job
Amen.
on your low life diss because you just called me the best fucking ice cream in the world.
Absolutely. Now let me ask you, Devil's Queen, aka Dairy Queen, aka Jennifer. Well, aka I like the AKA people, also known as But let me ask
Hmm.
you: do you like your Dairy Queen cones chocolate dipped, or How do you like them?
Oh, I go straight for the blizzards.
Oh, you go. The blizzards are damn good. What's your favorite blizzard? Is it like Oreo? Is it like Reese's, M&M? A combination of.
That's only during the regular yearly season. During the summertime, I'm going for the cotton candy blizzard.
Oh, that sounds pretty damn good. It
Oh, it
does.
tastes like a damn cotton candy too.
It's there. Yeah, there isn't enough sugar in the ice cream already, so we'll throw in the cotton candy to add even more sugar in there, right?
Just like Starbucks, just keep adding that caramel.
Keep adding sugar. Well, yes, caramel, whatever, but it's all sugar, right? Sugar,
Yeah,
sugar, sugar,
it's all
sugar.
sugar.
It's all sugar, right?
I didn't
Anyway,
get to be this big by not knowing good shit.
listen, I'm not here to talk about that. I love people for who they are, but you know what? If you can't take a stab at yourself, then you know what? Then I get it. No, I appreciate you, but no, it's all good. It's all
No,
good. You're
It's
funny.
not because of food that made me get this big. So I eat pretty damn healthy for a big girl.
Okay. You know what I respect about you, Jennifer, and for me, I don't judge people on their weight or anything like that, but the fact that you're so secure within yourself, despite, whatever stereotype may be out there, that's incredible. I'm sure the chat feels the same way about that. You just being so in tune with yourself. And I know it
Mhm.
probably always wasn't this way. I'm sure you went through a lot and it made you stronger to get to this point. Does that make a lot of sense there?
Yes, and my aspect of being big is from a health cause, not by food. I wasn't always this big as a child. I was actually skinny,
Okay.
but when I hit the aspect of what girls go through when they hit puberty, that's when it started.
Okay.
So I have a condition called polycystic ovarian syndrome,
Oh my gosh.
and it causes weight gain, it causes health issues, it causes infertility. Um, I don't get my time of the month like every other girl does. I'm
Okay.
34 years old. I should have had children by now, and I don't.
Okay. I'm not going to get that personal into your love life. So, but you pretty much gave you pretty much listen because I know you're an open book and so am I. But even if we were okay to talk about that, these trolls would think I'm some kind of weird, pervy kind of guy. And I'm not. But anyway, it's go
Well,
ahead.
people need to know about this condition that only happens with women, and every 1 out of 5 to 10 women in America get this
Okay.
type of condition, and it only happens in women. And doctors don't even know about it enough to even know where it's coming from.
Okay.
So it's still very new to the doctors. It's still very new to society, and it hinders a lot. And you just got to push through it.
Okay.
Forward.
Devil's Queen, hang on a second. Queen Helen Casey,
Mhm.
do me a favor. Queen Helen Casey saying, sorry, Eli, I'm angry right now with Mr. J attacking me right now on my channel. Why don't you just block him? Just block him and ignore him because they're just jealous at the fact that we've got a great group of people here. My channel's heading in the right direction. All these good people are congregating here, and we're going to help them grow their channel. And Queen, I have the utmost respect in you. You're like my head moderator along with Barbara Placets. Okay, that doesn't mean that I don't love the rest of the mods. I do. But Queen, just understand I got your back. And let me tell you something. I will help you handle this behind the scenes. Take some screenshots if you can, and just block them and ignore them. And they're not worth it. But I've got your back. Well, then just go to his channel and block him there. Go to his channel, his channels, and block him there. I'll help you do it after the show if you need help. But just ignore these people, Queen, because listen, we've got your back here, right? Right, Jennifer? Look,
Yes.
they're just words. And you have a family here that cares about you, Queen. Barbara, can you talk to Queen and just help her out a little bit here so I can focus on the Dairy Queen, right? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I like Dairy Queen too. I just think anyway. So let's get back on track here because I want to wrap this up in about 15 to 20 minutes, Devil's Queen. Not because I'm in a hurry to end it, because I want to keep this show short enough to the point of where people can watch the whole thing because and if we have to do another interview, I'd love to do it. I think maybe we can do a part 2 at some point, and we can.
Sure.
Oh, I looked like you're about to shake your head, but then you went like, sure. Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good at giving off, oh, maybe. Okay. That's good. You're mysterious. That's good. I'm sure your boyfriend thinks you're mysterious too. It's all good.
He thinks I'm an addiction.
Well, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Like, are you addicted to him?
Yeah.
That's good. It's okay. That's feminine energy. You should be like, he's probably the man. He's like, okay, I'm cool. I'm calm. Like you were on my stream earlier. We were talking about, how pretty much women should be doing the majority of pursuing, and it's more feminine energy to pursue than masculine energy. Like if a man overly pursues a woman, it comes off as desperate, weak, needy, insecure. Like, right. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. But at the same time, girls don't really need to be doing much to keep the man interested either. I mean, men love just as much mystery from a woman as the man is giving off the mystery.
Right, but like for me, when I've dated women, it's like, okay, they reach out to me by text, and then we talk by phone, and my job as the man is just set a date. Like, okay, you reach out, hey babe, how you doing? Good, how you doing, babe?
Yeah.
And then she'll say, what are you up to? No, I'm just chilling, had a good day. Yeah, babe, what are you up to this weekend? You want to go to Tahoe for the weekend? Oh, that sounds good, babe. I haven't been to Tahoe in a while. Yeah, let's go have some fun and go do some jet skiing and do some gambling and eat at some nice buffets, and then we can go to the room, and well, the rest I'll leave to your imagination. But you know what I'm saying, right? So the man's job is simple. The man's job is to set the damn date. The woman reaches out. How you doing, babe? I miss you, right? I miss you too, babe. It's all good. Let's hang out this weekend. What do you say, Tom? Right? That's it. It's simple. That's it. But anyway, we don't want to get thrown off course here. Let's get back to it here. So that's what these people did. JB Gunn and his minions. They found you here. They did to you what they've been doing to a lot of my audience. They attacked your channel with hateful things about me, and then it turned into you, going to the source, and then it created this back and forth with JB. Where are things at between you and JB right now? Where do you think you stand with him, or does it really even matter? Is it just a game to him, and you realize it, or what?
It's pretty much a game to me because nothing he could say to me or even about me right now is even irrelevant to me. Mm-hmm. He's just not relevant, and his crew is not relevant to me. They're a bunch of desperate, whiny little people that are so much ignorant that they don't even know what they're doing themselves.
Ignorant's a great word. Like, they are very ignorant. I think a lot of his audience, I think a lot of them are very insecure people, very emotionally unstable and insecure people that may have issues stemming back to their childhood with their parents, and that they haven't worked through, or they're in a marriage and they're unhappily married, even though when you see all these married women come out here on YouTube through these communities that stem, that JB Gunner's involved with. They don't stem from JB. JB met all these people through me. But he's involved with them. And you see these women spend a lot of time on YouTube, and they're not behaving like in normal ways. And then you call them out on the fact that, okay, maybe you're unhappily married. They're like, oh, I'm very happily married, Eli. Or, you have, I'm not going to mention their names. They know who I'm talking about. And I don't need to give you notoriety. But the bottom line is that all these people are doing by attacking us, in my opinion, and it's more so a fact, they're projecting their insecurities. They say I have no other content besides drama. No, I have plenty of content. You folks have no other content besides drama because you're out here on YouTube using YouTube as an outlet, right? Mm-hmm. To be able to vent your frustrations and to be able to project your insecurities on stable people like myself and Jennifer. Jennifer has gone through a lot more than many of you ladies have, and instead of coming out here and doing what you ladies are doing, she's making something out of herself. And she's
Yeah.
become stronger and risen above all this. Does that make sense, Jennifer?
Oh, yes. I mean, just with his little video that he did on one of my rants, where I was walking home, he doesn't realize how much by him promoting that with his people just shot me up
Yeah.
to 1.118 view hours for me to do live streams every day if I want to.
Oh yeah. JB Gunner
He
is a
doesn't
very
he doesn't even realize what he just did by doing that.
well. You know what he's going to say? He's going to say that you're eating off his plate. The thing is, JB Gunner eats off of everyone's plate, and then when we do reaction videos to debunk his BS, he says, "Oh, you're just eating off my plate." He does that because he wants to keep the back and forth going, because that's what makes him money. That's what his audience donates to. Now, let me answer one question here in the chat that Muttnuts Reviews says. I have a weight problem myself. I am 355 pounds at the age of 42. I have tried everything to lose pounds. Let me give you a little advice that may help you. Muttnuts Reviews. I've had my weight fluctuate up and down, plus minus 30. Now that's I've never been been at the 300-pound level. I've come close to like around the 200, but it's the same thing. If you want to start losing some weight, the best thing to do, in my opinion, is to do the low carb diet. What you need to do is cut out all sweets, all sugars, all carbs, breads, starches, all those types of food. You need to go high fat. Eat lots of meats, proteins, vegetables. Vegetables are complex carbohydrates, so they don't break down like simple carbs. That those simple carbs. The bread turns into sugar, and then sugar turns into fat, right? So eat vegetables, eat lots of meats, and meats will fill you up quicker. Now, you want to limit your calories to about 1,500 to 2,000. And then what I would do if I was you is I would do, if you're able to do this, do a 3 to 4 mile walk each day. If you do that for 1 month, I bet you will lose 50 pounds in 1 month.
Well,
now,
Eli, let me stop you right there.
Yeah.
What he needs to do before he starts any of that.
It's a female. It's a female. It's a female.
Oh, or whatever. Go get seen by a doctor to make sure you don't have
Diabetic.
Any medical conditions that stop you from losing weight.
Right.
Whether if it's your hemoglobin or your thyroid, because the thyroid does play a major factor in weight loss and weight gain. So if you have a very low metabolism and something's just not working with your thyroid correctly, you need to go get that checked before you start any type of diet, because diets are not going to work if something is medically wrong with you.
You're right. No, that does make sense. Definitely check out a doctor. Also, make sure you don't have diabetes, because at that, and with no disrespect, at that weight level, you may have diabetes, and I'm sure she's gotten medical attention on it. Real quick, I want to thank Jersey Mama for the $2 super sticker with the little, what's that, a fox with the hearts? Thank you for the $2 super sticker, Jersey Mama. And once again, Beastmaster with another $5 super sticker. He's clapping around there. Thank you so much to YouTube. We're going to add another $7 to the channel support fund, and that's going to bring the channel support fund to $24. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Thank you. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense there. But if it's not because of the issues you mentioned, then it's just about the food you're eating and not getting your exercise. So maybe she'll let us know in the chat. Jersey Mama says it's all good, Coach. All pastas, cheeses, yum yum. Well, yes, but pasta is the worst thing for a diet. Now, you can have whole grain pasta, which is a little bit better, but it's still carbohydrates. Like carbohydrates will break down to sugar, and sugar will turn into fat. And plus, carbohydrates, even if you only eat 1,500 calories of carbs, you're going to be hungry 20 minutes later, and you're going to keep eating. You're going to go over your calorie allowance, which is what prevents most people from losing weight. But anyway, Jennifer, let's stick on track here because we got probably another maybe 5 or 10 minutes before we need to wrap this up. So we mentioned everything about JB Gunner and what he did to you, and you've been very professional about it, and you've been just an amazing person to interview. What from what you've seen regarding JB Gunner, I mean, where do you think he's at this point? Where do you think he's going to go? What do you think the future holds for him based on what he's doing? Like, is it sustainable, do you think, long term, or what?
No, I have a feeling, a major instinct feeling that he's going to lose his subs because of his antics, and they really need to sit down and think, is this the type of person that I want even my children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, sisters, brothers to be even associated with the type of they all need to sit there and have a inner conversation with themselves about him, because this is not somebody to role model after. This is not somebody to take his stuff as gospel.
Right.
He's just a pathetic loser that really should not even be in this platform. I mean, my own crew has stated that he needs to be taken out somewhere and either beaten up or shot. He's pathetic. He is pathetic.
Yeah, I understand the frustration. We don't wish harm upon anyone. I mean, that was said in a joking manner, but the bottom line is I understand where you're coming from. It is frustrating to deal with someone of his nature in being a psychopath and a sociopath and a narcissist. And the funny thing is, he flips everything around that he is and that he does and says, I'm the same. I'm that person and not him.
He's not the victim here, and he's playing victim.
Right. Well,
and it's pathetic.
Well, the reason why he does that is he plays it up to his audience.
It's narcissism. It is. It's narcissism.
Well, it is narcissism, but the main reason why he does it is he basically plays it up to his audience. If he didn't play the role of the victim and figure out a way to flip it around when he's called out on things, then he would have nothing. He would have no donors. He would have no sponsors, no nothing. And you're right. It's all coming to an end for him. He has lost a lot of traction, whether he admits it or not. And it's only a matter of time before karma continues to bite him in the ass, in my opinion. It's a matter of time. So anyway, Jennifer, let's go to final thoughts right now. Let me get your final thoughts about everything, and then we're going to start to wrap things up. And then once you give your final thoughts, I'm going to shut down the hangout, let you go, and then I'm just going to address my audience for about 3 more minutes before we wrap it up. But go ahead with your final thoughts, girl. This has been awesome.
My final thoughts on JB Gunner and his crew, I'm just going to put it out here. Get a life.
Right.
Because I'm done. I wash my hands of you all. I'm done with the pathetic attacking me for speaking my truth and standing up for myself. I'm done with JB and his crew. I wash my hands of them all. This is the last time you ever hear me state about him. He's now going off into the wind.
Yeah. And I feel the same way about it. The only time I will talk about him again will be once he's captured and he's behind bars for all the crimes that he's committed. And, I will just say one noteworthy thing here, and I will make it very clear that donations on YouTube are 100% taxable. They are not tax exempt. They are looked at as tips, like you're tipping a server. You have to claim them. And when on through YouTube, you get a tax form at the end of each year, and through PayPal and other payment processing services, you get what's called a 1099-K form, meaning that it's a 1099 self-employed document that is also submitted to the IRS. Okay, so if you don't file your taxes, you run the risk of being audited. And then you run the risk of being accused and convicted of tax evasion. And that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Again, it was interesting to hear your perspective on JB, and to have someone come on here and share your thoughts in such eloquent ways. You were very calm. You were very cordial. You did not get triggered. And even Barbara Places was saying in the chat that the way you handle this is better than anyone else that's been attacked by him. Like, you've handled this so professionally and so maturely. Despite everything you've been through in your life, I'm very impressed. Sorry, I'm very impressed by you. I'm blown away. I really enjoyed this entire interview, and I believe the audience has as well. Anything else you want to mention before I let you go here?
I give a shout out to all my hellions out there.
All right. Well, I want to thank you for being on the show, Jennifer, aka the Devil's Queen. Please subscribe to the Devil's Queen channel, and I will be in touch with you very soon. We're going to continue. I'd love to do some streams with you on your platform or any other platforms you're involved with. Let me know what you need. We'll talk behind the scenes, and if they come at you for this, which they might, who knows, just let us know, and we got your back, girl. All right? Thank you so much for being here. All right, have yourself a good one. All right.
You too.
All right, bye. All right, so we just shut down the Hangout panel there, and now we're back to full screen. Wow. I've got to say, wow, folks. If that wasn't the best interview I ever have done in my entire life of interviewing people, between podcasting in the past, my former YouTube channel that's no longer around, and this channel, it was up there. I thoroughly enjoyed talking with Jennifer. I'm very impressed at how well she handles herself. She doesn't hold back. Didn't show any insecurities. She was very stable. I'm blown away. You let me know, Barbara. Barbara says she's really sweet. She's a strong woman, but she's a real woman as well. And I just have nothing but great things to say about her. Please subscribe to her. Bang the bell. Select all notifications. The link to subscribe to the Devil's Queen channel is below at the top of the description. Let's show our support for her. She's amazing. Savage Squad, thank you for another super chat this time. Not super sticker, super chat. Thank you for another $2 super chat. He says, great show. Thank you, brother. And I'm sorry about any misunderstanding with your friend that you brought here earlier that we initially thought was a troll. My apologies for that, man. I'm glad we worked these out. That's going to add another $2 to the channel support fund. And that's going to bring things up to $26. Awesome. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Mutt Nuts Reviews. I did read what you wrote. You know what? If you folks want me to do a stream on fitness or a panel on fitness at some point, I'd be happy to do that. Mutt Nuts Reviews, let me know how I can support you. You don't have to do it now. Maybe you can email me, Coach Eli at coacheli@melas.com, or connect with me on Google Hangouts chat with the same email, and we can talk. But let me know how I can support you to help you through this, because I really want to help you. We have a great group of people here that would support you as well. With that being said, folks, we've been on for 2 hours and 18 minutes and another almost hour and a half show earlier. I've done my good deeds for the day. I'm going to go eat some dinner, relax the rest of the night, and I will be back tomorrow for 1, possibly 2 streams. I may go hiking on Sunday. I'm not sure yet. So if I go hiking, I may not stream Sunday. If I don't, I'll give you at least 1 stream on Sunday as well. All right. You folks, have yourselves a wonderful Friday night. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you all next time. Good night. Bye-bye. Bye.